Wicka, 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 wicka. It's Jackie Juice and the big squeezy of beer.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast, and a big hello to you, the big squeeze. How are you, my brother?
Oh, I'm good, Joshy. I'm fucking good, mate. We've just entered a 3-day lockdown here in Brisbane, probably more. There's a few cases of the old spicy cough going around, so it's exciting, mate. How are you? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. The world's kind of watching to see what's going to go on in the land of the Queen. Can you just give us a bit of a brief rundown? What happened in the aged care facility? There was a stripper. It was a hen's party. Can we get an update?
So ground report, Josh. I was there. I was involved. I was part of the hen's party, not part of the strippers. It was at the aged care facility, 100% right. There was a male dancer. Who shall go unnamed for the security of his family, who was exposed to COVID, absolutely riddled with COVID, who made his way into the aged care facility to perform one of his erotic burlesque dances.
I wish I was there.
I wish you were as well, because he could move, he could groove, and my soul he could soothe. He was fantastic, Josh. Oh. And obviously got excited. The girls at the aged care facility got excited. Dorothy there. Obviously getting married to Calvin. As you know, you're quite familiar with Calvin.
Shout out, Calvin.
Both want to host the wedding. The wedding and the hens night was at the aged care home, and the girls got too close to him. Next thing you know, we went clubbing after with the old girls from the aged care home. Went to a few local bars down in Brisbane, and started to spread like wildfire. That's sort of, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth.
Wow. Obviously you're involved in the hen's party because you were performing the act of Harry the Hen. How did that go down?
Good. It was really well received. Obviously, laying an egg in front of the girls was something I was really proud of. And coming so close to Easter, they were excited. They really took to it. Eating the egg, eating the chocolate egg was also quite enjoyable, because they don't actually feed them much chocolate in aged care homes. So no, it was good. Obviously, since your old man showed me the tricks to the trade, I've sort of been doing it more and more just as a side hustle, trying to make some extra cash on the side. Yeah, it's been fantastic, obviously, and your old man was definitely proud of that one. I sent him the video, and to say that the grasshopper has overtaken the sensei is an understatement, Josh.
Sounds like a wild night, ended up at the sports bar, and, the spicy cough spread like wildfire. So hopefully able to, what's the plan staying indoors? What kind of self-love is going to be happening for you with the baby carrots?
Yeah, look, that's part of it. Definitely a healthy diet, because you can't exercise much. So I've got a few carrots in the freezer ready to go, and a few cucumbers in the microwave ready to go. Keep myself well nourished. So it's been good. There's definitely a lot of self-love involved. Obviously strumming the old banjo regularly during the day has been good. Playing the guitar just to pass the time. And that's definitely one of the main activities. Obviously going on the internet, browsing some of those sort of sites that you'd be familiar with as well. Your Instagrams, your Facebooks as well, just to pass the time has been good, Josh. So there's a lot of self-love involved, and obviously talking to you and just talking to other friends, reaching out to other people that I know are isolating, making sure that they're being vigorous with their self-love and masturbatory habits as well.
That's massive. And so, bro, that's a great segue for us to have a little bit of the chat around the reach around, something that you're very fond of, and so am I.
Definitely, Josh. Look, just like I said before, when I was doing Harry the Hen, your old man gave me a bit of a reach around and just sort of chimed in to see how I was. And during lockdown as well, it's super important. You just got to reach around, grab the phone and get on there and call your mates, see that they're okay.
Just a 5 minute reach around, or just get on the blower and just go, mate, I've been thinking about you lately. I thought I'd knock on the door and do a quick reach around and make sure everything's working correctly. And yeah, man, it's
get on the blower, is it?
Yeah, just get on the blower. It does a hell of a wonders, eh? Like,
quick blowy and a quick reach around, and just sort of checking on your mates. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and that's all it takes. A 5 minute call can really make someone's day. I remember my first reach around was one for the history book.
Is that what you call it as well? Do you call it the blowy as well when you get on the blower? Is that because you said you gave a couple blokes a blowy in the alleyway at the back of Subsea there, that nightclub. Is that what you meant? Got on the blower and just checked in on them and made sure they were all right?
Yeah. There was a couple of guys that got kicked out. They were down the back alley. Just thought I'd do a reach around, go out the back and make sure the boys, go around each other in a couple of blows. Yeah.
Yeah, just get on the blower and just make sure they're all right and they get home safe. No, that's what a good friend would do. So no, if you're out there, just checking on your mates. Don't be scared. It's always good. And everyone likes a good blowy. Everyone likes a good reach around, especially if it's someone you haven't talked to in a while. That always feels nice and it's always a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, go first, eh? Reach around first, bro. And that's why, obviously you're really good at giving blowies. Don't they call you the blowfly because you get around quite a bit with the blows?
They call me the blowfly because, exactly for that reason. That I fly around the neighbourhood, is blowing up a storm. Speaking of making love to yourself and checking in, obviously there's things you got to do to stay sane, and obviously I've been reminiscing as well a bit. Went for a run today, Josh. There was a couple of kids, the neighbourhood kids, jumping on a trampoline, and it sort of brought back some old memories of that trampoline you had at your house, and how much fun we used to have there as well, Joshy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The trampoline was Yeah,
I was just going to say how we used to put soap on there and then wrestle, and you were real into wrestling, WWE at the time, and your dad was real into wrestling as well. He used to come on the tramp, take his top off and wrestle me all the time, and God, it just brought back so many memories. And I just thought, geez, wouldn't it be nice to have a trampoline during lockdown and sort of get into that a little bit again?
Yeah, how good, man. Did you go get the dishwashing soap and go back to their house and see if they were keen to have a wrestle?
Yeah, I did actually. I did. And they weren't. They got a little bit scared. The old man, their dad actually came out though, but he was keen.
Yeah. Oh, was he?
So me and him lathered up. It wasn't actually, dishwashing liquid. He didn't have any. So we actually got the olive oil and he sort of oiled me up. He actually, he caught me off guard because I was sort of winning. He was a bit of an older gentleman.
Yeah.
I was like early 60s and I had him. And next thing you know, the way he turned me around, next thing you know, I was just getting up.
Got to be careful with those old blokes.
Mate, it was like lightning. And next thing you know, he's doing the pile driver, Josh, and I'm getting pile driver on the trampoline. Jeez. Bloody great time. Obviously, we had masks on, COVID restrictions. I had my leather mask that I borrowed from you. But no, it was good. And that's what I mean. You got to find ways to have fun during these sort of times. And
it's right. You only get an hour a day.
Yeah, you get a little bit of exercise out there, and you're allowed to exercise with one other person. So what better way than a friendly wrestle with a neighbour? Right. That was good. But yeah, he was pile driving me, and his wife was out the window, bloody cheering him on.
Splashing you with olive oil. The kids all had a bottle each. Get him, Dad. Get him.
Yeah. God. Actually, I'm not sure if it was olive oil or baby oil. It was something slippery, and God, I couldn't get a grip on the man.
How did it feel to get in your eyes, man? I know it wasn't the first time, but were you wearing goggles or?
Yeah, no, I always got the goggles. I had the goggles on and the snorkel.
And the mask.
It was good fun. Yeah. It was like you know how your dad used to always wear the wrestling mask when we were kids? Like that, sort of leather Mexican style wrestling mask your old man had. It was kind of like that. I had that on. Because what they called your dad, was it Shano Insano or something? What was his wrestling name? When he used to always wrestle me when I was younger.
That's right. It was Shano Insano. He was he was a sight for sore eyes, just the way he wear the mask and the bicycle shorts. And he didn't actually have a push bike. So bro, it was just
What was his finishing move? What was his finishing move again? I can't remember. He used to say, "Let me finish, boys, let me finish." And he'd do a move. I wasn't sure. What it was called.
What was it? What didn't he call it, the tidal wave?
Was it?
Yeah. Because that's something like that, man. Like it
They sort of engulf you like a wave.
Yeah, that's right. Just kind of blow you away, which comes back to and that's how you got the name the blowfly, wasn't it, back in those days? Because you used to just hover around and
Well, like a butterfly sting like a bee. Your hands can't hit your flow, but the blowfly.
The blowfly.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was crazy. It was crazy how your old man always wanted to wrestle me as well. You'd sort of make you ref, and he'd always pin me down. And just before the count of three, he'd he'd let me go to make sure that the wrestling kept going. He didn't want an easy win, he'd say.
And that's when the shaving came into it, man, as well, because he always wanted to be a hairless peach, and he was, bro. It was unreal. And I remember, Wednesday nights was shaving night, and obviously he'd always come around and we'll share a lasagna. But yeah, I really miss those times, man.
Yeah. Are you into the full body shave now as well? Do you do them?
Yeah, man, from the top lip down, it's amazing. I leave a little bit on the feet, bro, so I don't have to wear socks. But yeah, other than that, bro, I do the full body. Lucky enough to have a friend across the hall from me called Trent, also known as Trenchcoat, because that's all he wears when he flashes around the neighbourhood, bro. He's just got a
night watch. He's got the flashlight. He does night watch security, does he? Is that what you mean by flashing around the neighbourhood?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, good, yeah.
He's always roaming, bro. He's a night owl. You know those people.
He's always beaming. Yeah, good. It's good to have a serial flasher. Just someone on community watch with a flashlight walking around, make sure there's no riffraff, no ruckus around the neighbourhood. It was good. Used to be involved in that actually when I was younger, between 16 and 19 when I was in Boy Scouts. Yeah, we used to do a bit of that, patrolling and whatnot. It was good fun.
Yeah. Did you ever come across anything serious?
Why'd you get kicked out of? Yeah, I did actually a couple of times. Coincidentally, a couple of times in your trampoline, I saw a few things late at night, but it was all above board. It was more just like too much noise coming from the trampoline at night. It was more just nothing dodgy. It's just wrestling. Looked like your dad was wrestling another man late at night. I just had a lot of groaning and moaning, but
he always get his mates around, bro. He's part of the local club. It was quite an intimate club, but there's only a few of them. But
3 of them. They used to wrestle at once.
They do, bro. And, that's why, because like my dad was actually spending a lot of money on olive oil, but he reckons he just ended up just investing in like a big thing of KY lube. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just a massive one, bro, just because it was cheaper, and he reckons it didn't sting the eyes.
That peppermint flavour as well, because it was always more refreshing. He thought it opens up his tonsil while he's wrestling. Because that's how we met as kids, wasn't it? Through our dads, because my dad was part of the same club. Sometimes it would just be those two would meet up for late night wrestling. They'd go traveling together, wrestling around the country, and
that's how we've become such good friends, eh? Like, because our dads were so good. Obviously, your old man having the club foot was a secret weapon. You would, and the way he was able to like flip it around, you'd never be able to see, Like, his move was always like, suck on my toes, ha ha, I got you. So many times, man.
It's the move, the secret move. Like when they were wrestling, the secret move my dad always had was the sweep. I think. I'm not sure, just I heard him a few times, like he would sweep your dad's feet because your dad would always say, get the broomstick. So I think they used to call that the broomstick because he would sweep him off his feet. So it was crazy.
What's
you always
crazy,
had that broomstick lying next. Yeah, but anyway, and I guess that's part of it as well. It's just having fun with your mates and staying physically active during lockdown is a challenge. So you have to think of creative ways to do it. And I guess a big part of mental health for me personally is staying physically active. Like today I went for a big run through the neighborhood, just through people's yards and stuff. It's pretty exciting, hopping fences. But things like that just keep things interesting, keep things exciting. And that's what I sort of like to do, Josh. What's your favorite thing to do, to clear the head?
Oh, that's so good, man. Was it, obviously you always wear leather when you run, and it would have been a sight for sore eyes. Someone just seeing you jump my back fence and, scuttle past the kitchen window. Something that I love to do is obviously, is swim, man. It's what I really like to do. And, I love to get in the water and then, slip my undies off and,
do you wear a wetsuit, that leather wetsuit, full body wetsuit that you have, the leather one?
I do, bro. I do. So Heather's whipped me up the incredible wetsuit. So it's just one, like it from head to toe, fully engulfed. Got the attachable ball gag, got the attachable goggles, and she's sewn in some flippers as well for the feet. So it's pretty impressive.
Webbed hands. You've got the webbed hands as well, don't you?
It's called a frog suit. I do, bro. I do. And so it's a little bit scary, like, walking from my house to the beach. It's a few kilometers and, I'm a sight for sore eyes, that's for sure. But, everybody knows that I'm barking mad for leather. So, when I get in the water, man, I just glide, bro. It's just, it's pretty impressive.
That is impressive. That really is impressive. I've seen you. Because I used to call you the Black Swan because you just glide along the water so elegantly.
Oh, that's right. Water off a duck's back, they used to say.
And I love that. I love that your snorkel is a ball gag with the snorkel coming up. So that to me is so interesting and so unique, I guess. Just a quick question that we had from a few listeners is, what's the difference between that wetsuit and a gimp suit, Josh? Is there any key differences, or is it more just what you use it for, the application that defines it?
Well, that just leads us into it's a great question, which leads us into our sponsor. We're lucky enough to have Heather Leatherback and her new product, the frog suit. So it's an all-in-one. It's got attachments. So, like I said, it's got a ball gag that comes across. It's obviously got the pointy hat as well, attachment. And like you said, the web hands as well. It's a gimp suit, it's a wetsuit, it's a wedding suit, it's a birthday suit. So what have you used it for?
What's that attachment that you have? Yeah, sorry, just hold the phone there for 1 second, Josh, because I remember you saying that you had like a little bit of water inside your anus at one point, and you said that Heather's one now comes with an attachment like a plug. So you can plug your backside so you don't get any water in there. When you're going for the deep dives and you're trying to get your powers and your crayfish and your lobsters, and you're spearfishing with the lobsters, all the water pressure at the depths. You said last time sort of the pressure made some water prolapse into your anus, and since then you've sort of used a plug. Is that true? You're still using that, or? Are
you referring to the booty bung? Yeah, the booty bung. It's one of my. It's The booty bung is one of my, the beaver dam, one of my favorite. Yeah, it's always, I know you love to, I know you love to gnaw on the beaver dam, get the two front teeth around it.
Why don't you want vibrate? Is that help with swimming?
Just to help it get deeper, bro. Just so there's absolutely no chance of water slipping past. And it's
you just
yeah,
because I've seen you wear it on land a few times as well. Is that just so your body gets accustomed to it? So when you're in the water, it doesn't feel foreign? Or why do you wear it around? You seem to wear it a lot, is what my point is. Even when you're not swimming, and I'm just trying to sort of clarify some things and why you have it. So if you're at work, you got it in. You're at home, you got it in.
It's just like when you get a new pair of hiking boots, the big squeeze. You've got to wear them in a couple of times before you go hiking. You're not gonna jump straight in there because obviously you get a couple of hemis, a couple of calluses down there. Yeah. And obviously when we had when Heather was doing the trials, you were happy enough to put your hand up and do a couple of deep dives. So thank you so much for adding the vibrating feature and as well the leash. So why did you add the leash?
Yeah, it's sort of a safety feature, Josh. Obviously, I went surfing one time and I had the leash attached to my surfboard, and I thought, how good is this if you get detached from your board? Well, I'm not sure if you've ever tried to save a drowning man, but one of the most dangerous things is that they try to use you to float. And I thought, how handy would it be if the suit had a leash, and if someone is drowning, or if you yourself are drowning and you need to be saved, someone can sort of tug on the leash.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah,
man.
And obviously the one that you wear is like a choke chain, so that it restricts your throat, so no more water gets in to stop you from drowning any worse, isn't it?
That's right. And I think it just looks great. I'm a big fan of the old school kind of just the keychain kind of buzz. So obviously you've got your tongue pierced. So how does the mouth gag work with your tongue piercing? Does that get in the way? Does it restrict anything? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Oh, clips in.
It clips in. Yeah, it clips in. So I'm not sure if you've ever tried to signal someone underwater. It's quite a challenge. So the tongue piercing actually clips into the snorkel, and you can run a series of commands through it. So sort of 2 flicks of the tongue is sort of like, everything's okay.
Yeah.
3 flicks of the tongue to the left sort of means let's head back, and 3 clicks of the tongue to the right means, danger. So.
Awesome, bro. I didn't actually know those commands, but obviously you're known around the local surf club for the flick of your tongue. All the blokes kind of know you for that kind of thing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, I've done a safety course, Josh. I've actually held a few surf life-saving safety courses, and that's where I gave them the instructions, because they obviously wear the gags as well, and the choke chains. And so it's a way to communicate underwater is the clicking of the tongues. Because you don't know, that sound sort of transmits through water deep, and if you're hitting the tongue piercing against the gag, it sort of transmits sound quite deeply, and you're not going to have some deep conversations, but just some basic safety commands, Josh. Speaking of safety, you're an avid runner. And in the hotter months, Josh, you've sort of told me that you find it much more. Fuck's sake. Sorry, Josh. Just speaking of safety, you've told me that you are an avid runner, and in the hotter months in Sydney, that you quite like the fishnet singlet to run in to help you cool off. So you said you've once experienced heat strokes. You now wear the fishnet singlet to run in. But you also told me that you've got the fishnet running shorts, and sort of you don't wear undies. You just got the full fishnet tops and bottoms, and fishnet shoes, Josh, which is what really caught me off guard. So what do the fishnet sneakers look like, and is that a product you designed yourself, or did you do that in collaboration with someone else?
Thank you so much for asking, and for bringing this up. I actually got the idea of the fishnet stockings from when you were teaching Bondi Rescue the safety messages doing the one-on-ones with the boys down there. It's actually compulsory to have the tongue pierced down on Bondi Rescue. But I just noticed that they were wearing these kind of boat shoes, and there was also this kind of like fishing net lying around. I think you actually got caught in it when you were out there, but yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I remember that.
But that's right, man. So I've got the fishnet shoes, and just the it's definitely a statement piece, number one. But when you've got the three-piece, the full kit, the number ones, and you're wearing that, it's really freeing, and you really see the outline on my body.
Just because obviously with the fishnet shorts as well, you say it's great for the heat, but you did get your testicle caught in the fishnet and sort of restricted flood flow through there during the. What was that famous run in Sydney that you did, and you did that in the full fishnet gear, and you had a testicle caught. You said for 9 to 10 kilometers, you had a testicular torsion thanks to the fishnet. How did that go? And are you still okay down there?
Thank you so much. That's right. It was the city to surf. I was lucky enough to run that to raise money for Heather's Leather. She actually makes skim suits for children and kind of gives them to the local schools. So it's really fantastic, kind of something you guys can get around. And we really encourage you to reach out. I think we'll put a link in the bio. But that's right. I was running. I got to about 10K, and I know you've tackled a lot of hemorrhoids, and so I was able to give you a phone call and ask you about what to do when your testicle gets caught on the fishnet. But it was causing me a lot of pain, a lot of
Did you jump in the water when you got to the surf? Because you were already wearing your preferred swimming gear. Did you jump straight in the water and cool off and let the ocean do the healing?
Yeah, that's right. That's what you got to do. It's a cold bath and a hot finger, and you just got to push the ball back up. It's just I was able to recover pretty quick from it. But I had a lot of people come up and ask me about the fishnet stocking, and I'm so stoked that I was able to get it because those hotter months. I think I just got to approve for the desert. Is that right? Are you going to be doing the desert trials?
Yeah, so we've actually got a pending contract with the Australian Defence Force for some of their operations in Afghanistan and Iraq. Obviously, having a 15 to 20 kilo pack plus your gun plus your provisions is quite tiresome on the soldiers. You couple that with a really dry heat in Afghanistan, and they've sort of looked at your prototype with the full fishnet, and their thing about giving it to the full Australian Defence Force, having a whole squadron of soldiers. Head to toe in fishnet attire. And I think it will look smart. And what it enables them to do is to sort of intertwine sticks and leaves between the fishnets, sort of act as camouflage as well. So that could be a potential defence contract on the table for the Jockey Juice and Big Squeeze show. Obviously quite lucrative, and any proceeds raised there will definitely go to charity. Some of our favourite mental health charities as well that we've donated to in the past.
And those kids love those skim suits, man. It's one of the hits, bro, and we really love it. Didn't you've always had a thing for the fishnet ever since I'm pretty sure when I first met you, probably about 13, you were dating a lady of the night. I think she was in her mid-30s, and I think the only thing she wore was fishnet stockings. Is that when you got the idea for the shorts?
No. She actually got the short. She got the idea from me, Josh.
Oh, really?
That's what yeah. No, so I've been doing it since way back, since I was younger. Obviously, growing up in Serbia, we were short of $1, and sometimes we had to repurpose material around the house. and make of it what we would. And Dad had this sort of old fishnet lying around in the back shed. And it made a perfect little, suit for a baby, like a little onesie for a baby. And sort of, before I was one, I was head to toe in fishnet. So it's sort of just been it's not even fashion. It's more of a lifestyle for me.
Aquaman, yeah, man, cool.
Yeah. Aquaman, no, it's good. And sort of went for a few survival camping trips during Scouts. Was always good. I could always catch, crays and eels in the local creek during camping trips. So no, it's got its uses. But anyway, we're talking about raising some money there, Josh. And we've done it in the past. What are some of your favourite organisations that people can reach out to for real, though, for mental health, Joshy?
A great question, man. Yeah, it's really good to do your research. So Beyond Blue is massive. It's kind of the first step, just to get some information on stuff. Lifeline, if you're feeling down. And if it's an emergency, you don't really know what to do, and the person looks like they might be in a rough patch and might be doing something that they don't want to do, then always do the emergency contact, 000. These are tough times, especially being in Brisbane, man. So bro. And also reach out to us. Do the reach around. We really like it, especially to me, and to the blowfly.
Yeah, always reach around to us, and always reach out. There's some great organisations, more than just what we've named. So get out there, and get on those websites and read about it, become aware of it. And
That's
obviously, it's sort of like the Australian Defence Force wasn't aware of the full fishnet attire until they saw Josh doing the City to Surf, and voila, now good things are happening. So don't be afraid of reaching out and contacting people or anyone, and maybe good things will surely happen to you as well.
That's right. We're really stoked about it. So do that buzz, and it's been good speaking to you, the big squeeze. Good luck with the lockdown, and thanks, mate.
Hey Josh, thanks for the blowy and for the reach around. Always appreciate you jumping on the blow and checking in with the lockdown. So I just want to say thanks, matey.
If I could just leave it here with thanks, mate.
Hey mate, do you mind if we just wrap it up here? Thanks, mate. Wicka. It's Jackie Juice and the Big Squeeze, beer.